I'm Regine Pappas. I am the president of Women in Ophthalmology. I'm also the owner founder of Pinnacle Eye Center in Melbourne, Florida. So this article that mentioned that the percentage of women residents are decreasing in ophthalmology, I think it's pretty relevant in that this trend has actually been going on over the last 10 years. So what I had read was that we went from 9.6% to 3.4%, and evidently we're decreasing even more. And so essentially men to women, it's 3 to 1 right now. We're currently at about 24 to 25% of the ophthalmologists being women, and we need to continue to increase the number so that we reach parity. I believe that some of the reasons why we may not be attracting women into ophthalmology is more exposure than anything else. You know, we really need to develop like a platform where we can attract medical students to our meetings, like Women in Ophthalmology meetings, and really mentor them so that they understand what the subspecialty brings to them. Because right now, I mean, your top subspecialties are internal medicine, pediatrics, orthopedics, psychiatry, and ER. And I think the reason why those are attractive to most people is because they do offer an opportunity for work-life balance. And that's very important to people. But as ophthalmologists, we get work-life balance too. I'll tell you a story. I had a mentor in medical school. And basically the reason why I even got attracted to ophthalmology is because I answered an ad that allowed me to work as a scribe for an ophthalmologist. And that exposure helped me to understand more about the subspecialty, and that's why I became interested. And I didn't really do that until I was almost in my third year. So I was not being channeled at all towards ophthalmology. As a matter of fact, I was discouraged because they said, oh, it's extremely competitive, and you know, you're not going to be able to get in. It's a boys' club. But as it turned out, you know, if you have a purpose and perseverance, sometimes you can prevail. I think that ophthalmology is a very interesting subspecialty because it combines the surgical elements with the medical elements, and you can coordinate them. So you get to treat a lot of medical disease, thyroid eye disease, diabetes, hypertension. You can be the first person to tell somebody they have hypertension by looking in their eyes even. And you also can express yourself by having people do their cataracts. And you can use your surgical skills and perform cataracts. As a glaucoma specialist, I get to perform a lot more than cataracts. I actually work in the eye, so it's become a lot more interesting. And yet, I still get home at a fairly decent time. Usually the latest I'll stay is like 6:30, so you're gonna get the work-life balance that a lot of these millennials do like. Well, I think that they should offer their services at a medical school to be somewhere where the medical students rotate through. I mean, certainly you can volunteer. I had a medical student that rotated for a couple weeks in our practice and loved it, just loved it. He was so enthusiastic. He even loved glaucoma. So he got the best experience, and now he's all gung-ho. If we had a program where we encouraged people to do that, associate with the medical school and offer their services, I think we probably have a much higher rate of participation and interest. I think The other thing too that needs to be mentioned is because of the competitiveness of ophthalmology, it may discourage some people. There's only about 640 applicants, but 464 spots. So that's going to leave a lot of people unmatched. So even though it's competitive, I think it's worthwhile if you really feel strongly about trying to become an ophthalmologist to go ahead and try it. There's actually going to be a shortage of ophthalmologists in the future. So I think we definitely need to get a plan in place so that we can try to increase the number of ophthalmologists that do come out. Because as the baby boomers continue to age and some of us get closer to retirement age, it's important that we fill the gap.